1 Kings, chapter 3. Solomon then made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter, and brought her into the city of David, until he had made an end of building his own house, and the house of the Lord, and the wall of Jerusalem round about. Only the people sacrificed in the high places, because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord until those days. And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the ordinances of David his father. Only he sacrificed and offered incense in the high places. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the chief high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon that altar. In Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And God said, Ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said, Thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, when he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great mercy, and hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as appeareth this day. And now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father. And I am but a young child, and know not how to go out and in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people which thou hast chosen, even a great people, which cannot be told nor numbered for multitude. Give therefore unto thy servant an understanding heart, to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy mighty people? And this pleased the Lord well, that Solomon had desired this thing. And God said unto him, Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding, to hear judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there hath been none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall arise the like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that among the kings there shall be none like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my ways, to keep mine ordinances and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, I will prolong thy days. And when Solomon awoke, behold, it was a dream, and he came to Jerusalem, and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and offered burnt offerings, and made peace offerings, and made a feast to all his servants. Then came 2 harlots unto the king, and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And the 3rd day after that I was delivered, this woman was delivered also, and we were in the house together. No stranger was with us in the house, save we twain. And this woman's son died in the night, for she overlay him. And she rose at midnight, and took my son from my side, while thine handmaid slept, and laid him in her bosom, and laid her dead son in my bosom. And when I arose in the morning to give my son suck, behold, he was dead. And when I had well considered him in the morning, behold, it was not my son, whom I had borne. Then the other woman said, Nay, but my son liveth, and thy son is dead. Again she said, No, but thy son is dead, and mine alive. Thus they spake before the king. Then said the king, She saith, This that liveth is my son, and the dead is thy son. And the other saith, Nay, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Then the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought out a sword before the king, and the king said, Divide ye the living child in twain. and give the one half to the one, and the other half to the other. Then spake the woman, whose the living child was, unto the king, for her compassion was kindled toward her son, and she said, O my lord, give her the living child, and slay him not. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it. Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and slay him not. This is his mother. And all Israel heard the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to do justice.